Have you ever looked at your bank balance and felt like something invisible was holding you back? Like no matter how hard you work, how much you save, how disciplined you are, the numbers just don't add up the way they should? You're not crazy. There's a hidden math running in the background of your life. A quiet equation that keeps you from crossing that line between comfort and real wealth. And most people will never even notice it exists. It's not the kind of math they teach in school. It's not about algebra or compound interest or even budgeting. It's the psychological and systemic math. The one written into the structure of our society, our habits, our fears, and even our sense of self-worth. And it starts the moment you decide that making money is only about working harder. Because that's the first lie the system teaches you. You grow up hearing that hard work equals success. That if you just put your head down, the money will come. But nobody tells you that the equation is rigged from the start. The hours you trade for dollars are not the same hours the rich trade. Their hours multiply. Yours depreciate. You give 1 hour and get paid once. They give 1 hour, and that hour earns them more for years, even when they sleep. That's the first piece of hidden math. Time doesn't treat everyone equally. And once you understand that, everything changes. But most people never do. They stay stuck counting pennies while someone else is counting percentages. Because the real economy doesn't reward effort. It rewards position. It rewards ownership. It rewards leverage. And it punishes those who think only in linear terms. Every financial system on Earth is designed around compounding. Not just of money, but of decisions, information, and influence. The earlier you understand that, the more the system bends in your favor. The later you realize it, the more it crushes you. Let's take a simple truth. Prices rise faster than wages. Always have. Always will. But instead of teaching you how to own the rising price, the system teaches you how to survive it. You learn how to budget, how to cut costs, how to save, but not how to make the rules of the game work for you. That's why millions of people save for decades and still feel broke. Because the math of poverty isn't just about income, it's about timing and awareness. The poor live in today math. The rich live in future math. Every decision they make pays off later, not now. When you spend, you're paying the present. When you invest, you're paying the future. But the trap is psychological. Your brain is wired to care about now. It's wired for instant rewards, not delayed outcomes. That's why companies spend billions to keep you clicking, buying, scrolling. They know that your attention is the first currency you lose. And once they own that, your wallet follows. Here's another layer of the hidden math. The middle class thinks in salaries, the wealthy think in assets, and the poor think in survival. And every mindset creates its own invisible equation. The poor multiply expenses. The middle class multiplies responsibilities. The wealthy multiply opportunities. You think you're climbing the ladder, but the truth is, you're still on the same floor, just with a better view. Because money doesn't scale with effort. It scales with systems. That's why the person who owns the machine makes more than the one running it. The math of money isn't fair, but it's consistent. If you can't see the pattern, you become part of it. Let's talk about interest. The quiet reaper. The rich earn it. The poor pay it, every single day, silently, automatically. You pay interest on loans, on credit cards, on late fees. The system bleeds you by 1,000 invisible cuts. And every time you think you're catching up, the rules change. Inflation rises, rent climbs, taxes shift, and the numbers move just enough to keep you chasing. You feel like you're playing a game with a moving goalpost. Because you are. The hidden math ensures you can never quite win, unless you change the equation. You can't play by their numbers. You have to make your own, and yet most people never question the game. They just adapt. They take promotions that don't change their lives. They buy houses that own them more than they own the house. They celebrate small raises like victories while silently losing time, health, and peace. It's not that they're lazy, it's that the system needs them to stay predictable. Predictability is profitable. A confused consumer is the most valuable product on earth. You think you're the customer, but you're the commodity. Every click, every scroll, every purchase feeds the algorithm that studies you. Not to help you, but to predict your next move, so they can profit before you even act. That's the digital version of the hidden math. The algorithm knows your weakness better than you do. And here's where it gets darker. The system doesn't just exploit your financial habits, it shapes them. When you feel poor, you spend to feel control. When you feel rich, you spend to display control. Either way, you spend. And the cycle continues. The average person thinks they're making choices, but most of their financial behavior is emotional reflex. Fear, envy, pride, all profitable emotions. The math of money runs on emotion disguised as logic. That's why people buy luxury brands when they can't afford them. Not because they're irrational, but because they're trying to buy a feeling the world keeps telling them they lack. The rich don't buy feelings, they buy leverage. And that's the difference between being rich and feeling rich. You want to know why you're not rich yet? It's because the system never needed you to be. The system needs you to function, not to thrive. It needs you to keep producing, consuming, repeating. Real wealth, the kind that lasts, doesn't come from income. It comes from escape velocity. The moment your assets work faster than your emotions, that's when you break the equation. But most people never reach that speed because they're stuck in the math of comparison. They measure progress by other people's milestones. They buy the same car, chase the same house, wear the same brands, not realizing that every comparison adds a new variable that keeps them trapped. Comparison is inflation of the soul. Now let's decode something even deeper. The math of attention. In today's world, money follows attention faster than effort. The rich understand this. They build platforms, not resumes. They own audiences, not hours. And the more people look at them, the more the system rewards them. Meanwhile, you're told to stay humble, stay quiet, stay realistic. But realism is just a cage painted as wisdom. The hidden math punishes those who don't self-promote, because visibility multiplies opportunity. Every like, share, and click is a new variable in your favor if you control it, or against you if someone else does. The truth is, money is just a story with numbers. But the problem is, most people never write their own story. They live inside someone else's. You follow trends, you follow markets, you follow rules written decades ago. But nobody gets rich by following. The richest people bend math to their will, through ownership, through automation, through asymmetric bets. They lose small to win big. You, on the other hand, are taught to fear loss so much that you never even enter the game. You want certainty, but certainty kills growth. The system knows this, and it sells you safety as progress. Get a stable job. Save consistently. Buy a house. All noble advice, but only if the math behind it actually benefits you. For most, it doesn't. Because when everyone follows the same formula, the outcome becomes predictable, and predictable outcomes never lead to freedom. Think about this. The average person spends 90,000 hours of their life working, but never learns how money actually moves. That's like playing chess your whole life without understanding the rules. The game isn't about moving the pawns faster. It's about protecting the king. Your time, your freedom, your leverage. Every minute you trade for a paycheck is a piece of your life converted into someone else's profit. Harsh but true. You were never meant to retire rich. You were meant to retire dependent. Because dependency keeps the system stable. A society where everyone is financially independent would collapse the very structure of control. So instead, they teach you to chase status, not sovereignty, to seek comfort, not control. And here's the final twist in this hidden math. The poor think wealth is about money. The rich know it's about power. Power over time, over emotion, over decisions. You can make $10,000 or $10 million, but if you're still trading peace for progress, you're not free. The true equation of wealth is simple but brutal. Money x time x control. If any of these variables are missing, you're still trapped in the system. So ask yourself, how many of your decisions are truly yours? How many hours of your day are traded away to maintain a lifestyle designed to impress people who don't even care? How many of your goals were planted in your mind by someone selling a product? Because that's the real math that keeps you from getting rich. The moment you stop chasing visible wealth and start building invisible leverage, the equation flips. The same system that trapped you becomes the one that frees you. You start thinking in decades, not days. You stop asking how much can I make and start asking how long can it work without me. You start to see that freedom isn't built by income. It's built by systems. And once you create a system that grows even when you're not watching, you finally step outside the loop. That's when the hidden math starts working for you, not against you. That's when you realize you were never poor because you didn't have money. You were poor because you didn't understand the equation. So next time you stare at your balance and feel stuck, remember, you're not failing the system. The system is succeeding at keeping you predictable. Break the pattern, change the equation, and don't just make money, make math that multiplies without you. Because once you do that, you'll never need to ask why you're not rich yet. You'll already know the answer.